What's up YouTube, Fuzzfinger here, welcome to the brand spanking new Jurassic World Evolution, brought to you by Frontier Developments. So those are the guys that developed Planet Coaster. I'm sure many of you are familiar with that game, and this is going to feel somewhat familiar if you are. It is another park simulation title. Obviously, unlike Planet Coaster, this is going to feature those ferocious creatures that we like to call dinosaurs. Now, I do have to confess, I've not yet seen Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, but I'm very excited to get into the game here. I know that some of the cast members from that movie do actually feature for various pieces of commentary and park assistance, etc, etc. In particular, we can expect to hear the likes of Bryce Dallas Howard, is it, who plays the lady in that movie, and Jeff Goldblum as Ian Malcolm. And I believe there's somebody doing a Chris Pratt impression as well. But without any further ado, guys, let's get started. If you enjoy watching, please don't forget to hit the like button, and also you can support me by being subscribed to the FuzzfingerGaming YouTube channel. Here we go then, guys. So I've just clicked new game and we have started off in our first ever level. So this is Cabot Finch, and he's going to be helping us through the tutorial.
You'll start by building a Hammond Creation Lab.
So first things first, there is a sandbox mode in this game. I know many of you would prefer to play sandbox over the career mode, but you actually need to play the career mode, because only once you've unlocked things in the career will you actually be able to have access to these things in the sandbox mode. So you will actually want to play both modes in order to get the most out of your experience. So first things we need to do is build a Hammond Creation Lab, as we've just been instructed. And I'm going to be honest, having played a lot of Planet Coaster on PC recently, it's going to feel a little bit strange for me coming to this game with a PS4 controller. But to be honest, we'll just see how we get on. I'm playing on PS4 because it just makes it easier for me to record. And if we do any live streaming on this game, then it'll be easier to do that as well because of how I've got it set up with my Elgato. But let's go ahead here and head to Enclosures and select the Hammond Creation Lab. So we'll need to build this and connect it to the path on the outside, but also make sure it has access to our giant enclosure here, which you can see. It's got a nice water source for any dinosaurs that we create, and a nice bit of open space for them to run around in. So obviously we can't build this while it's red. We have to get it into the blue. And I had it then. Oh, there we go. So we'll go ahead and plonk that down.
Let's focus on what
and then the next thing we need to do is wait for it to build, which can take a minute or so.
On the islands we call the 5 deaths. Actually, Las Cinco Muertes, because Spanish is the lingo of choice around here.
Apparently they've entitled these islands the 5 Deaths, because that's going to give you confidence as a visitor, isn't it? Okay, so we need to build paths. And I've heard the pathing system in this game isn't too bad. It was actually criticised, I remember, in Planet Coaster, but I think it did get updated and that over time, so it became a lot easier to use. So we'll just go ahead and we'll get basically a target to see where the path's going to be built, which all makes sense.
Now comes the real test, incubating a dinosaur. You'll start with a Struthiomimus. Select the Creation Lab and pick a hatchery bay. There's enough genome data for your first viable dinosaur.
Basically, as far as I'm aware as well, you do get free roam of the cameras in this game, so you can obviously, to begin with, just start by zooming in and zooming out to your heart's content. And I could be wrong on this, but based on some of the videos and screenshots that I've seen, there are some first-person modes as well, though I'm not sure yet how and when you'll be able to access those. But for now, we're going to go ahead and see about incubating our very first dinosaur. So we'll go ahead and select the Hammond Creation Lab. At the moment, it looks like we can incubate 2 dinosaurs at any one time. We've got numerous other slots that are currently locked, but that's fine. We only want to go ahead and incubate a single dinosaur at the moment. So obviously there's a lot of management to do with this game. This is a simulation type game, so that's to be expected. What all of this stuff means at the moment, I'm not yet sure. I'm sure we'll be introduced to it though in due course. Right then, so we're going to go ahead and select the hatching bay here. And we can see the dinosaurs that we have available to us. Now, you'll also notice on the right-hand panel there, under Struthiomimus, which is the dinosaur we wish to incubate, we have genome progress at 65%. This is basically the chance at which you're going to be successful in creating your dinosaur. So unless you're at 100%, it's not going to work every single time. Now, how we increase this percentage at the moment, again, I'm not totally sure, so I'm not going to give you information that's going to turn out to be wrong. We'll find out a little bit later on. I guess we can go to Modify Genome if we wanted to have a look at that. Ooh, I think we'll come out of that menu for now. Come back to that later. Let's just go ahead and select Incubate.
The machinations of the ambitious, undoing extinction, playing with nature's laws. What can possibly go wrong?
Come on, Doctor. You know we've learned so much and invested even more in our Jurassic operations since the last time.
Yes, Mr. Finch, yes, the last time. There's always a last time. And a next.
Poor Ian Malcolm. He knows only too well the disasters that are probably heading our way. Will nobody ever listen to him? Okay, so once the dinosaur has incubated, we can go ahead and release it, which we'll do immediately. There's no time like the present, as they say.
Life, it begins. The most precious moment, the result of incalculable actions and reactions, trials and errors, genetic mutations and unknowable combinations, chaos, all leading to a living, breathing, thinking being, an entity, distinct and unique. And now
okay, so basically once you're ready, you can just hit the circle button and the camera will reset back to where it was.
So, well done, I guess.
So each time your dinosaur is incubated, or a dinosaur is incubated, you'll get a little bit of information about it.
There's three main areas of interest: security, entertainment, and science. I've already nudged the heads of each division to reach out to you personally. They'll offer opportunities and incentives for you to be part of their team. Choose one of their contracts. It'll help you develop your facility.
Okay, so here we get to make a choice. Now, I did a brief amount of research on the internet, and apparently to start off with the science contract is probably the most effective, so we'll go ahead and select that. We can actually do kind of like side quests, which are called missions, a little bit later on, and that will build us reputation and stuff, and research, which is what we need.
You're going to need to build your reputation in the science division. Not easy with me around, but you'll manage. That means managing our dinosaur population and seeing that they are flourishing.
Okay, so we get our first steps, which is, well, the first science mission by the looks of things. We need to construct, power and connect an expedition centre to our park's path network. An expedition centre will allow you to send out dig teams across the world in search of dinosaur fossils, the first step towards acquiring dino DNA. And for this we get $250,000, so obviously it's worth doing.
Division heads inside the control room. Complete these to increase your reputation and gain additional revenue to keep expanding your park.
Just a heads up as well, guys, you can go ahead and save at any point, so it is worth doing so from time to time. So we're going to go ahead here and select operations once more, and this time we do need to go ahead and pick the expedition centre. Right, looks like we want to build it over here. We get this nice healthy green circle just to advise us, and we can turn this using the R1 and L1 keys on PS4. I'm not sure if we need to build it on any particular side, so let's just go ahead and plonk it down here in the corner. Yeah, that looks good enough to me. Boing.
So one more thing, your reputation, your rep, quote unquote, keep an eye on it, okay? If you have a solid reputation with a division, you're more likely to benefit from them. Financially, I mean. But, like life, it's a balancing act. Each division is vying for your attention, and if they don't get it, they tend to take it personally.
Okay, so since we've selected science, that's what we're going to be building reputation up with primarily.
People think money makes the world go round, but they're wrong. Contracts make the world go round, my friend. Obligations and commitments. Complete a contract and your rep with the science division will increase. Meaning you'll be able to take on more complex and challenging missions.
Now, the three main organisations, which are science, entertainment and security, tend to get a bit jealous of one another. So if you're going to build up reputation with one, then it's likely that you're going to go ahead and lose reputation with the others. So just bear that in mind. It is worth noting. Okay, here's mission 1 for science.
Together to create life, pure life. If you've been listening to Dr. Malcolm, then you know how important this is to us and to me.
So we can go ahead here and start building up our first mission, but it should be worth noting you don't have to accept a mission. Okay, so it's up to you whether you do or not. We're going to go ahead and start this one. We need to acquire 50% genome in order to be able to make or birth the Triceratops.
And I knew you couldn't resist this opportunity. So let's get started.
Hopefully we're going to get a bit of information on exactly how to do this. We can see our reputation for science has been building up a little bit now in the bottom right hand corner because we've gone ahead and accepted a mission.
And I think you are up to the challenge. Don't disappoint.
So we can open up our map by the looks of things, yeah, with triangle. That will give us an overview of the park, but also it will show us where we've got power, which is going to be very important, especially a little bit later on. Power can be a tad confusing from what I've researched, so hopefully we'll find a way of figuring that out. And then we have the main management screen as well. And you just bring that up by hitting the square button on the PS4 controller. And there's various tabs that you can go through. I'll probably look at these in more detail in future videos if you guys want to see that. But for now I'll just go through them all quickly so you can pause if you want to see more there. And this is our research tab, which you are going to be spending quite a bit of time with.
The Research Center lets you improve your park in various exciting ways. New buildings, upgrades, and more await.
So we can improve and expand multiple aspects of our facilities and research new and improved genes to modify our dinosaurs with. And then some of items have division reputation requirements that need to be met before they become available. So obviously building up reputation is important. And we can go ahead and start researching light steel electrified fences. Obviously, depending on what dinosaurs you're going to be incubating, that's going to determine what kind of fences you are going to want to use. And the InGen database, I believe, is basically, as you can imagine by the name, just a whole host of information, or the lore, or information on the dinosaurs from the franchise, and just everything you might ever want to know, basically, about the world of Jurassic World. So we'll go ahead and come out of this for now. Hey, looks like we've got a bit of rain coming. So yes, you do have weather in this game. And we need to figure out now how to acquire 50% genome for Triceratops. I think we're connected to power here. So let me just have a figure out with this. The building we just actually went ahead and made was the Expedition Centre then. So if we go ahead and select this. Now what this is going to allow us to do is send people out or diggers out across the world in order to dig up new dinosaur bones and fossils. And from these we're going to be able to extract DNA in order to learn research on new dinosaurs. We're going to go ahead immediately here and select the expedition map, and we can see what's available to us. So the yellow dots are where we can send teams out. We'll just head back momentarily to the previous screen. You can see the information that we have here. We have one team available, one of one teams, which means that it's not actually out digging at the moment. And then we've got some other stats saying that we've currently done 0 digs. And we can go ahead and upgrade this building a little bit later on as well. So it does cost dollars in order to send teams out to go ahead digging. But hopefully we've got $2 million, which shouldn't be too much of a hit to our bank to send the team out here. So what I'm going to do is send a team out to the Hell Creek Formation in the USA, because the Triceratops is the commonly found specimen. Now, there's no guarantees on what you're going to find here, but obviously you do get an idea of what you could find, so you'll want to select whatever it is that you think you need. And since we have that mission to go ahead and incubate a Triceratops eventually, I think it's going to make sense to try and get some Triceratops DNA.
They'll bring back what they find to the fossil center for extraction.
Now, the only downside is that, unfortunately, this is where you have to play the waiting game a little bit. It can take some time for some of this stuff to complete.
Simple, really. Create dinosaurs which attract visitors to your facilities, brings in capital, money, huh? Which means you can do more research to build better facilities and create more dinosaurs, and there you go. A circle of life, development and resources, nature and commerce. See? Simple.
So fortunately we only have a 2-minute wait for this particular dinosaur, so we could go ahead and do other things within our park. For example, we might even be able to go ahead and hatch another Struthiomimus, or whatever these things are called. And in fact, we can go ahead and do that now. The more of these we have, the more money we're going to have coming into our park, which is obviously a good thing. And each dinosaur has their own needs, and each species has their own needs as well. For example, this particular breed that we're creating at the moment is quite a social animal, and thus will require certain amounts of other dinosaurs in order to be the happiest.
One of your dinosaurs has failed to incubate.
Okay, so there's the first time we can fail, I believe, and indeed we did. We can actually upgrade success rate, which is probably not a bad thing to do. Where's the other dinosaur, the first one that we made? Oh, there it is, look, going for a swim. So we can see that its health has dropped to 87%. And it is important to keep track of your dinosaurs, their health and their needs. Otherwise, they will be dying sooner rather than later. So if we head over to upgrade here, we've got an upgrade slot. And we can't actually go ahead and use any of these at the moment. But you can have a browse through still to see what will be available to you. So unfortunately that failed. We'll just go ahead and discard it. And we can perhaps attempt it again. 65% chance. It has got to get all the way to 100%. But it can fail at any point. So we'll see what happens there. And while we're waiting for that dinosaur to incubate, let's go back to our fossil centre.
The fossil center lets you extract.
Oh no, it wasn't the fossil centre that I wanted. It was the whatever the last building was that we built. So we'll come back here in a moment. This is where we'll want to be when we actually do get a fossil. And just follow the path down. Zoom out. There we go. The Expedition Centre, that's the place. It looks like our team is just rendezvousing back with us there. A dig team has returned, but is waiting for fossil space to open up. Okay. So we can go to fossils here. And just as that screen was on there, another objective popped up, this one for entertainment. And you can see as well the reputation changes there. At the moment, these are still fairly easy objectives to meet. All it's going to do is raise our reputation with the entertainment sector. But later on, doing a mission for one particular sector will actually lower your reputation with other sectors. Something to bear in mind anyway. And for this particular objective, we need to be reaching $25,000 of income per minute. Since there's no downside to accepting that one, from what I can see, and we want to be earning money, I don't see any reason not to accept it. Right then, so we can go ahead and extract the DNA from these fossils here. That's going to allow us to increase, I hope anyway, the genome percentage. And then we can build more of these Struthiomimuses, whatever they are. I've got a feeling I'm going to struggle with some of these pronunciations as we play through Jurassic World Evolution here. Ah, the Triceratops genome. Let's go ahead and extract that one as well. Can we do more than one at once? No, it will join a queue. Okay, maybe later on as well we'll be able to upgrade this building in order to go ahead and extract more than one at once. But for now, 2 out of 6 yet in the queue. There's not much else we can do but wait, but let's just go ahead. Do I want to go ahead and spend my money, my hard-earned money, on some of these others?
Inside your fossil center. That will increase the amount of viable data you have to create dinosaurs.
So look, the Struthiomimus genome now is up to 70%, which means we have a 70% chance of creating a successful dinosaur every time we incubate. And we can increase that even further as well. In fact, let's go ahead and select that. How much money was that? I wasn't paying attention. But once this one starts, we'll have a look at boosting the Triceratops even more as well. So it's currently on 48%. We do indeed need to get this to 50 just to go ahead and meet the first objective of that mission. So we'll let that continue on. And I think we're doing everything we need to do right now. Our current income is $2,200 per minute. I've got to be honest, I wouldn't mind that in real life. But it's not enough at the moment here in the game. Obviously, we have a lot more costs to factor in as well here. So we've got 7 out of 8 fossils at the moment. 6 out of 8. Very good. And we can just go ahead and see how that's doing there. I was just seeing if we could boost that other one up a little bit more. But I don't think we can at the moment. So we'll wait for that. Let's go ahead and see how our incubation's doing, because we did go ahead and select one a few moments ago. We can go ahead and release this now. Out it comes, be free.
A Struthiomimus. Interesting. Another dinosaur that furthers the case of a direct linkage to our modern birds.
Right, so hopefully it will go off, lead a happy life, and bring us in lots of dosh.
I believe I may be on the cusp of something wondrous, and I have you to thank, at least in part, for where I find myself. Now we need to incubate, hatch, and house our dinosaur. Then we will know if our efforts will have been worth it.
Okay, so we've managed to get the 50% for the Triceratops genome. I believe so, and even though it hasn't been marked on the bottom right hand corner of the mission objective, maybe we just need to go ahead and select something else here. What have we got over here? Research Centre. Yeah, we won't research at the moment. I don't even know if we can, to tell you the truth. We could go ahead and sort the Triceratops genome again. Probably not a bad idea, because 52%, still fairly low, isn't it? So it's got 35 seconds to complete that one. And if we head over here, eventually we'll be able to go ahead and incubate a Triceratops. For quite the whopping $230,000 anyway. Let's have a look at the modified genome while we wait for the fossil to complete there. So I managed to boost it to 58% genome progress, which means that I've gone ahead and select the incubation process to begin there. And we are spending some money, but hopefully it's an investment that's going to be worth it. So if we head back, go to the research centre, head back to the fossil centre, then we can have a look at improving the genomes even further here. And it looks like there's not a whole lot we can do. We haven't really started incubating these other dinosaurs yet. So maybe we can go and find some new fossils or something of that nature. If we head back to the expedition centre, our team is currently available. So we can go ahead and send them somewhere else. Perhaps to the Lant Formation, where there are some fossils we can go ahead and discover. I'm not sure what happens if you discover more fossils from the same species you've already discovered before, whether that would increase the genome percentage or not. Maybe we can go ahead and select this one, then we can actually test that out. So we're just going to have to wait for the dig team to arrive, same as before. That'll be a couple of minutes then, I'd imagine, in order for them to do their work and then head back to us with hopefully a brand new fossil. So we'll see how much the Triceratops is incubated. We're on just about 90% now, and it still hasn't failed. It's got a 58% success chance. Has it worked? Yeah, of course it has. Not a problem. And hopefully our dinosaur, our Triceratops dinosaur, will be happy to make it home with our already existing dinosaurs.
Those specimens
Hey, we got a trophy as well.
are meeting expectations, but we want them to thrive. That's your next assignment. Making sure our specimens are properly cared for. In other words, dinosaur welfare.
The difference with dinosaurs is that they have no point of reference to understand humans, so don't expect much in the way of thank yous.
Okay, so what we need to do now is construct a herbivore feeder. So let's just come out of that menu for now. And I'm not sure exactly how we build one of these, but let's see what the options are. We've got enclosures or operations. I suspect it's going to be under enclosures, but let's see what these other things are. Landscaping and demolish. So let's go to enclosures here. Fences, gate, herbivore feeder. Yes, this is what we want. But where do we want to put it? I guess it doesn't really make much difference. It just has to go on the grass somewhere. So where would our dinosaurs like to eat? Somewhere with a bit of privacy maybe. But we need them in view of our guests as well. So let's forget privacy and build it here. And L1 and R1 will go ahead and rotate that. And the expedition's back. And we've got a new mission as well. So our income per minute is now about half of what we need for the quest.
And I'm a little disappointed that Dr. Dua came to you for this assignment instead of bringing me into the loop as she should have done. I'll discuss this with her later.
Construct an operational ranger station. Incubate and release Triceratops with 70% genome. And research item from research center hookworm parasite. Ah, okay. So the missions are coming in now, thick and fast. Okay, so missions. This is the first mission that really popped up for us, and I apologise, probably got some of the terminology mixed up as we've gone through the game here. So contracts and missions are separate. What we've done previously has been a contract. What this is a mission. And if we head over to the control room here, we can see contracts. We've completed one. Oh no, we've got one active, that is actually. That's the one to earn $25,000 there per minute. And the missions are what we haven't yet done. The first mission is to do what you can see, and that's what's coming up in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. We need to actually complete 3 missions, and I believe that it's by completing missions that we're going to unlock the other islands and the other levels and career paths and whatever it is that you want to call them. So here we can use the Rangers team camera to take a photograph that includes at least 2 Triceratops specimens, and this is actually going to reduce our reputation in entertainment and security, as I mentioned, but we'll go ahead and accept it anyway, because I think it's something we're going to be able to do. So we need to construct an operational ranger station. Now these aren't time sensitive, we haven't got a rush to do that immediately. In fact, we can go ahead and see if there's anything else we can do here with our Triceratops fossils. Did we find any? No, we didn't. So we can actually send off to hunt for more fossils. So we'll go to the expedition map here and see what it is that we'll want to go and research. We haven't done any of whatever these are, Ceratosauruses, or these ones. We could go and get another Struthiomimus. Let's just see what we've got in the other parts of the world here. In Portugal, Ceratosaurus. Let's go ahead though, shall we? Ah, these are blue. Partially depleted. Oh, right, I see. Okay, that's interesting then. Okay, so let's go ahead and select this again. You can actually send your teams back to the same dig spots you've done previously then, and actually dig up more specimens. So, we'll wait 2 minutes and see what happens there. Maybe we'll get more Triceratops. We do need to go ahead and build another Triceratops, as well as photograph 2 together for that contract, get the terminology right here, that we just went ahead and selected. So let's go ahead now and build a ranger station. There we go, $400,000 is the cost. And ranger teams can be dispatched to repair buildings and objects, resupply feeders, take photographs, and medicate dinosaurs. So they are very, very important indeed. Let's just zoom out a touch here so we can try and get this into a nice position. And should we have it at an angle? Yeah, why not? Have it quite close to our other building as well. So we'll need to go ahead and path it while we're waiting for it to build here. And let's just bring the path down there. Oh, we've actually got access to other paths now as well. I didn't notice that previously. But worth noting, I guess. So once we've got the operational ranger station, we're going to have to boost our Triceratops genome to 70%. Which is something that we're not going to be able to do, I don't think, if I'm understanding things correctly, until we've gone ahead and collected some more fossils. Just checking the health and everything of our previous dinosaurs. They seem okay. Everything's looking good there. The health is actually boosting on the one that it was a little bit low on. So we'll just check our current genomes. Triceratops is 58%. So obviously not high enough. Okay, our facility rating is low. Improve it to increased guest satisfaction. I'm not sure exactly how we improve the facility rating. Maybe we have to build more stuff, more entertainment items, perhaps. Who knows? For now, let's go ahead and see how our team's doing. Here it comes, look. Back, hopefully, with another Triceratops fossil, so we can go ahead and boost the genome there. Let's see what we got. Don't think it was a Triceratops, unfortunately. But let's go ahead then at the fossil place. Oh, that's the ranger. We'll come back to that in a moment. There's so much to get on with here, isn't there, already? And obviously I'm still learning myself. So we'll go ahead and start boosting some of the genomes for these dinosaurs here. Yes, it's going to cost some money. But I think it's important to do. And then we'll go to the ranger station in a moment. I'll see if there's another dig site we want to send off to first. Now that our team is back here. Oh, right, okay. So we can't actually access this particular one at the moment because of insufficient fossil capacity. So we need to actually wait here for our fossils to complete, I believe. Ha! Here we go. Some Triceratops stuff. And we've got a medium quality and a low quality. So we'll go ahead and do both of these. And maybe that will boost us to 70%. We'll find out in a moment. Right, so I've been waiting just a couple of minutes there. And if we head over to where we would incubate, we'll see how much the percentage of our genome is on. It's still only on 63%, even though I have gone ahead and done some more fossiling stuff. So we just need to wait a little bit longer, I think. I have sent another fossil dig team off as well. Let's have a look at doing this research item then from the research centre while we're waiting for the Triceratops. The hookworm parasite. So before we do that, let's just check out the fossil centre once more here. And okay, that's not doing anything now until I get more dig sites completed. We'll go ahead to the research centre, view research, and we need to find that hookworm parasite. It's actually the cure for hookworm parasite. So we'll look at medical treatment here. There's one item available. And indeed, there it is. New research available, hookworm parasite, darted medical treatment. We require one research centre, which is exactly what we have here, and 125,000 US dollars. Let's go ahead and select that research. It's going to take a minute or so. Let's just go back to our fossils here. And what did we get? A medium quality Triceratops. So without any further ado, I'm going to head back once more. And we'll try and go and collect another Triceratops. So I'm pretty sure the blue ones we can just do over and over and over. Maybe there's a limit to the amount you can do here. But I'm not seeing that right now if there is. So this will take another 2 minutes. The hookworm parasite is research. We get another trophy for that one. And now we just need to wait once more. Before we do anything else, so let's go to the fossil centre. And I think I'm on a roll here, getting this particular genome to 70%. It's just about whether we can do it with the money that we've got. I mean, we could actually put some other dinosaurs out into here, some of these little fellas. They will actually bring us more money into the kitty, which cannot be a bad thing. So how much are they again? 30,000. Let's go ahead and do 2 at a time, perhaps. One might fail. I mean, both might fail. But you never know, both might succeed. At 78% chance each, there's a good chance. And this is actually going to boost our income. What's this? We've got now another contract to boost in entertainment. Use the expedition centre to unearth at least 2 carnivore fossils. I'm going to go ahead and decline this one because I'm trying to boost my science research. So I don't want to actually reduce that at the moment. Now later on in the game, once I've got a little bit better at understanding how the features work, I might think that was a mistake. But right now, I'm thinking we need to decline it. So the incubation's about to complete here, and we'll see if this does anything to our $13,200 per minute income. Dinosaur ready to release. Let's go ahead. And can we release the other one as well, or have both come out there? There we go. Ah, here it comes, look. Income's moved up a little bit, not a huge amount. I guess I was hoping for a tad more. But we've got a couple more dinosaurs out and about. And we'll just see how our research is going here. Finally then, I've managed to get the genome for the Triceratops at 70% or higher. As you can see, there's 70%, 71% now I believe actually. So we'll go ahead over to the Hammond Creation Lab, 72%, and start this one. There's a $230,000 cost. I'm pretty sure I could probably save our game in case it fails. But for the sake of the video, I'm just going to go ahead and select it immediately. And we'll see what happens here. So this should be the final quest, or the final objective we need to complete this mission here. To incubate and release a Triceratops with 70% genome. And we'll see what happens then. Maybe the next mission will begin. Or we'll get some free roam for a little bit. I'm not yet sure, to tell you the truth. Okay, so I'll pause the video for a moment while we just continue on with the incubation here. We've got just 10% more to go and it still hasn't failed. So this is looking very promising here. 97%. Yay, we did it. So we can go ahead and release our second Triceratops. Here it comes, the big lug. Right, so that should trigger this final objective here, although for some reason, at the moment... Yeah, there we go, I was worried then. Oh, we've got a disease. That's not good, we need to sort that out. Cure the Triceratops using a ranger team. Use ranger station shortcut to quickly select ranger teams.
Oh my gosh, you
okay.
got a sick dinosaur on your hands.
Indeed.
It's time to treat it. Or what comes next, that's going to be on your hands as well.
Okay, so I think we need to actually add a task here. Select highlighted objects in the world to assign them as tasks. So we're going to go ahead and select these poorly Triceratops here. And we get a trophy for that. Okay. Fair dues, fair dues. I think that's all we need to do, is it? Yeah.
You really killed it on that
Oh, we got a trophy for that, actually. Completing the contract. Right, I think... Oh, okay. We didn't actually need to select a SEM vehicle. We just had to add it as a task. And there we go. So we completed our first contract. We completed our first mission. We're about to complete our second mission here. Let's just zoom in a touch, shall we? And we can watch what's happening. Hey, he's got the radio playing. And mission complete, prehistoric life, which means that I believe we can go ahead to the next level now.
We are on the path to a pure strain dinosaur. This will definitely shift the paradigm. I can't ignore this accomplishment. With your help, obviously. That goes without saying. But under my direction. I think we make a good team. Let's do this again. I'll let you know when.
And we've actually got quite a bit of money as well.
Failed before. Now with you, she believes she is on her way. Does she really think she can accomplish what I have not?
There's a few clipping issues there, isn't there? Look at that. Okay, so I believe that we can go on to the next level now as part of the career mode. I could be wrong on that. Maybe you can't, but I believe you can. Let me just go ahead and check the missions here. Oh, no, we can't. Okay, so that big screen that we just saw saying, you know, with the Jurassic Park theme and what have you, was just to tell us that that mission was complete. So that was all part of the first mission. Gotcha. There was 3 objectives. Then we completed those, and then the final objective, curing the Triceratops, popped up on its own. And that's why we've got a lot of money. We've got $1 million for completing this one. And now we can continue on, perhaps work towards this contract. By the way, you can actually accept contracts manually. They don't necessarily pop up for you. If you go back to the control room, go down to contracts here, and then you can select new contract in order to request, well, a new contract, quite frankly. But we'll just leave that for the time being. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and finish up here. I think we've had a good look at the game. Hopefully you guys, if you didn't know much about Jurassic World Evolution, will at least have a feel for it. And if you did, hopefully this has, you know, answered a few things for you as well. So thanks for stopping by today, folks. If you've enjoyed watching, don't forget to support me by leaving a like on this video and hitting the subscribe button in order to be kept notified of future Jurassic World Evolution releases on my channel. And let me know what you think of the game so far in the comment section. I'm always interested in hearing your thoughts. But thanks for tuning in today, guys. I'll see you next time.